The Tripoli is the newest amphibious assault carrier. In terms of size, there's not many other vessels that are larger than ours. The amphibious force is considered almost like a 911 force, ready to respond to any kind of emergency around the globe. Personally, I would say this is the best ship in the Navy, but I'm sure people on other ships would argue that.
The USS Tripoli is the Navy's newest amphibious assault ship, making its first visit to San Francisco. It's a floating island that's home to some 1,100 sailors. Out here on the flight deck, the view is incredible, and it's always changing.
This is the ramp that leads to the flight deck.
This is going to work out going up this thing.
Absolutely. Well, this is a flight deck. This is the busiest part of the ship.
Is the view always this nice?
We hope for it to be this nice every time, but we gotta take what we can get sometimes.
And usually when you look out here, you just see ocean.
Yes, sir. When you come out here, all you see is water.
When you guys were coming under the Golden Gate Bridge, everybody was standing out here around the rim.
We call it manning the rails. Because it was 9/11, so we were paying honors to the fallen and also for the city.
What is it you love about being up here?
I'm a high energy guy, so I can't stay still. So I like being up here because it constantly keep you on your feet, constantly keep you busy.
The spot where we're standing right now, would we be standing here normally?
Absolutely not. This is where aircraft land and take off. You have to be behind this red and white line called a foul line.
Oh, the foul line. Okay.
Foul line, yes sir, safe parking line. So everything on that side is where all the aircraft, helicopters, jets, or whatever take off and land.
What is it like if you're standing next to a plane that's taking off here?
It's gonna blow you back. It's gonna push you back.
You don't want to be
You
standing.
do not want to be standing right here when that aircraft is taking off. Yes, sir. MV-22 can vertical.
Oh, it can take off vertically.
Yes, sir. And the F-35s also take off vertically or launch off the deck. That's why we don't need a whole lot of runway. We just got 844 and we're good to go. Yes, sir.
We've got 2 missile launchers up there, our rolling airframe missile and our NATO Sea Sparrow missile system. The white trash can R2-D2 looking thing up there, we call that Sea-Wiz, the close-in weapon system. It's essentially a Gatling gun. It's got 6 barrels, shoots very quickly, and that will help us protect the ship from any incoming anti-ship cruise missiles. What makes our ship so unique is we can do assaults if we need to, but we can also do humanitarian assistance and disaster response. We have a unique ability to create a lot of water, potable water for drinking. We also have a very robust medical capability on board.
It is really easy to get lost on one of these things?
At first, but eventually it becomes second nature. You just know where everything is. You always know which part of the ship you're in. After you.
This is really a maze of interconnected hallways.
We're aft and on the port side.
And are there numbers on the wall to tell us that?
Yes, we call that the bullseye. Those are all over the place. Every space will have one.
Right now we're in the hangar bay.
How many aircraft do you have on this ship right now?
Right now we have none.
You don't have any?
No.
Except for this guy right here.
This guy is just for training purposes.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no engine in it. There's nothing. It's just here so we can use it to practice.
So why do you have a practice plane on the ship?
We have to constantly train. That's the only way we get better. Training never stops.
What would you guys do to practice with this thing?
Our guys have to be proficient of moving them around in the hangar bay because it's a tight space. So we have to practice moving them around tight spaces, around objects.
How do you move planes?
Well, we move them with those white, this thing called spotting dolly. These are arms. They go right here, and you pick it up, and then just pull the aircraft.
Oh, right where it says spot there.
Yes, sir.
We'll use chains to lock things down, keep them in place. Just in the event the ship hits rough seas, you don't want to start locking things down when you need them locked down. You'll see things like these orange fire hoses here. That is because at sea, we are our own fire department. We can't call anybody for help, so all sailors are trained in some sort of basic level of damage control, whether it be fire, flooding, or even toxic gas. But we do also have our own little fire department on board.
This right here is a fire truck.
That's a fire truck.
That's a fire truck. It's as powerful as you ever get. It carries a lot of water and a lot of aqueous fume and foam.
I would have loved to ride that around the yard as a kid.
Oh no, it's fast. It's fast.
3 points of contact, bare minimum. Safety first. Heading towards the front of the ship. Making our way towards the wardroom.
There's a barbershop on board?
Yes, sir. So military standards do not go away in terms of grooming standards.
How are the haircuts on
This is a ship haircut.
Looking sharp.
They do a great job. So the wardroom is where the officers will eat. That's where we will perform any meetings that we need to do. It's funny, some naval traditions still kind of linger. So when you sit down at the table, you always ask the senior person at the table, sir or ma'am, may I join you? You ask the wrong person, it's just like, oh man, okay. I'm sorry, sir. Sir, may I join you?
I see tennis balls on the chairs.
You don't want to scratch the floors or anything. You'll see these little hooks down here. If there is going to be some rougher seas, you kind of lock yourself into place that you don't end up sliding around.
Do you feel the ocean moving underneath you?
Yes. You'll watch your glass of water, it'll start to tilt a little bit, and you're like, oh, we're turning to port.
How's the food on board?
Oh, these guys, they're second to none. I don't want to insult my mother, but it's competitive.
Alrighty, this is the Tripoli coffee.
The Tripoli coffee, the best it gets.
Oh, that is good coffee.
These guys work really hard to make sure that coffee's always hot, so that everybody can keep working around the clock, because somebody is always working on a ship. A ship is never asleep.
We're drinking this out of actual coffee cups.
Yes, ships will put in orders for personalized coffee mugs. You can see a couple hanging up there.
Personalized mugs. That's really cool.
It's one of those traditional things. You go to another ship, somebody could be like, hey, you were on the Tripoli. I was on the Tripoli. When were you there?
Where's some of the places you've gotten to go that you've liked?
San Francisco.
Really?
This was awesome. I was part of the team manning the rails. This was the ship's maiden port visit to San Francisco. It's something that we'll be able to tell our kids and grandkids and family and friends years from now, hey, the first time that ship went there, I was there. Looking forward to all the exciting places she'll go, and I can't wait to be a part of that.